Hello and welcome back. My name is Helen Doherty and my company's name is Wonderful Living. And I am a personal trainer, a health coach, a nutritional therapist, Reiki practitioner, and intuitive healer. And I had a few people reach out and ask for some stretches because they've been sitting way too much in this time. And so I thought I would do some stretches for you. So my first video was on the upper body, and this video is going to be on the lower body. And again, the exercises only take about 5-10 minutes. I talk a little bit longer because I like to give explanation to make sure you're doing it properly and to explain why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So let's get started. Today what you'll need is something like a towel, a belt, a TheraBand, a tube, whatever it is, something you can pull with, and you'll see why in a couple minutes. So with the lower body, I like to start at the feet, and I will turn and show you as best as possible what that looks like. And I am in a rolly chair, so making sure that when I'm doing this, especially if I'm turning sideways, but the chair is backed up against something so it doesn't run away from me, because I don't want you falling out of your chair. Safety is always first. So this first exercise, you're going to sit forward in your chair. One leg is going to be straight, the other leg is bent. And the leg that is straight, you're going to pull your toes up towards your body. And so the heel is resting on the floor. So you're just going to take a deep breath in. As you let it out, you're going to lean forward, leading with the chest, and lean on that bent knee. So for some people, that may look like this because it depends how flexible you are, how tight you are, whatever's going on in your body. For some people, it may look like this and they're not really getting this stretch, and that's okay. It's where you are today. Doesn't matter what anybody else is like. It doesn't matter what you could do yesterday. Always honor where you are today and what you're able to do. So you're just holding that stretch for about 30 seconds, as all stretches. And now you're going to take another deep breath in. As you let it out, you're going to reach for your toes on the straight leg with the arm on the same side as that straight leg. So whatever that looks like for you, again, keeping that body that back nice and straight, and the head even with the body. So that may mean that you're only here. It may mean that you're able to reach your toes, no problem. But always be mindful of what's going on back here. If you feel it in your low back, then you're hunched too much and you need to stick that chest out more. And that will also intensify that stretch. So you're getting more of a stretch behind the back of the knee and all the way up probably into the low back. Now take another deep breath in. As you let it out, you're going to reach with both hands. And you're going to turn your body a little bit so that your fingertips are even. Instead of having one hand, you're going to try and get them as even as possible. And again, whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't mean that you can reach your toes. It doesn't mean that you can't, right? It's just whatever you can do and where you are today. And you're going to slowly sit up. And you're going to keep that leg straight for just a moment. And the reason for that is just to allow the muscles to relax in that stretched position. And now you're going to switch legs. And I'm going to turn around so you can see. And I'm going to put my foot up so you can sort of see that my foot is pulled up towards me. So because I have my foot raised up, that's already creating a stretch because of how I'm sitting. So you're just sitting nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. As you let it out, you're going to lean forward and you're going to lean on that bent knee or whether it's down here or your hand, maintaining that straight back. And because my leg is higher, I can't go quite as deep. And that's okay. This side is tighter than my right side for whatever reason. Always honor that. Each side is going to be a little bit different because of how we hold our emotions, how we hold tension in our body. So it's going to show up a little bit differently. Now take a deep breath in. As you let it out, you're going to reach for your toes with the arm on the same side as the straight leg. And so you may be able to reach your toes. You may only be able to go here. But you want to maintain that straight back. Again, if you're feeling it in the low back, it's because you're hunched. So you want to straighten it out and bend from the hips, not from that low back. So again, it may be here. And now take another deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to reach with both hands and you're going to turn your body so it's over top that leg so that your fingertips are even. And you'll notice I'm correcting my posture all the time. It's so easy to do this instead of this because this is way more intense. I can feel it all the way up. So be mindful of that. If you're not feeling a stretch, what's your posture like? If you're feeling pain in your low back, what am I doing? How am I holding myself? Right? Always be mindful of that. And sitting up and lowering that leg if you had it up, but just keep it straight for just a moment. Sorry. And then just let it relax in that position. Bending that leg. Next, you're going to turn sideways in your chair. And the inside leg is going to be bent and forward. The outside leg is going to be back. And the top of your foot is going to be on the floor. And you're going to stretch out that back leg. So you can see I'm getting a nice stretch here. Keep that belly pulled in so you're protecting that low back. There's no excessive arching in the back. You want to maintain your neutral spine, which means there's going to be a little bit of an arch, but whatever's natural for you. And just holding that, you're going to feel that stretching here. You may also feel it in the ankle, the front of the ankle and the shin, because of how we have our feet. Again, it depends how tight your body is today. And sitting, facing forward. Now turn all the way around. And again, putting the outside leg back. So the top of the foot is on the floor. You're getting that nice stretch in the front of the hip. And you're also stretching out the front of the shin and the front of the ankle. You may feel it in the top of your foot as well. If things are tight there, because we don't stretch those muscles very often, so you may feel that. Again, holding your stretches for about 30 seconds. And then coming forward. Now you're going to grab your towel. You're also going to sit right back in the back of your chair so that your back is supported by the chair. And you're going to take that towel and you're going to take it and put it around the ball of your foot so that you're pulling. Sorry, my chair's not cooperating. So you're pulling your foot, your toes towards your body, keeping that leg as straight as possible. The belly is pulled in so you can make sure you're engaging the core muscles and that you're keeping your posture, protecting that low back. So this stretch you're going to feel in this muscle, your gastrocnemius or calf muscle. And now I'm going to have you bend the knee and still pull on the toes. So you may feel the stretch a little bit differently depending on what's going on for you. This is probably going to be a subtle stretch, but you may feel the stretch on the outside and inside, so on the sides of the Achilles tendon. And that's because we're stretching what's called the soleus, and it's the underlying muscle in our calf. And it can be awfully tight, and it is often what creates all our problems for people. And relaxing, going to the other foot. Again, keeping that leg nice and straight. The higher you lift your leg, the more you're going to be stretching into your hip and buttock as well. So just you're forewarned about that. If it's too intense, just lower the leg. But you're pulling your toes. The idea is to get that stretch in the calf muscle. So you're pulling the toes up towards the body. And now bending that knee, keeping those toes pulled up. Keep the belly pulled in so you're supporting that low back. And I'll show you in the next video that I do, it's going to be standing exercises, how to stretch this one a little more deeply if you're not feeling it much. And releasing that. Excellent. Next stretch, of course, is my favorite, which I mentioned last time. And you can be sitting forward slightly in your chair. It doesn't matter at this point. Putting your ankle up on your knee. And if you can't do that, if you've had a knee replacement, if you have sore knees, the towel can play a big role in this. So you can actually just put the towel around the arch of your foot and hold your knee in front of your shin wherever that feels comfortable. If that still doesn't feel comfortable with the knee, then drop the towel, just cross your knees. And yes, I know there's lots of controversy around this, but it's only for a short time. So just like this, and then you're still going to lean forward, leading with the chest, and you're still going to feel a stretch in that hip and buttock. It's not going to be as intense, but you're still going to get a stretch. It's still going to be beneficial for you. So whatever works for you, depending on your knees. This version, if you've had a knee replacement, if you have, if your knee hurts at all, then you just cross your knees. Everybody else, if you're able here, or holding it in front with your pant leg or with the towel. So, sitting up nice and tall, taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lean forward, leading with that chest, keeping that back nice and straight. So this way we're bending from the hip, not from the low back. And if you play with that, you'll notice you don't have near as much of as an intense stretch when your back is rounded. And again, holding the stretch for about 30 seconds. And the reason for that is because our muscles naturally try and contract. They have a contractile instinct, I guess you'd call it, that as soon as we start to stretch it, it's trying to contract and pull itself back together. And it takes it about 15 to 20 seconds to relax, to release that. And that's why we want you to hold the stretch for anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. 30 is optimal, but as soon as you feel that, oh, okay, it's not as tight, it's not as stretched, it's not as intense of a stretch, that's when you know that the muscle's finally relaxing and you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And again, sitting up nice and slowly and switching legs. So putting that ankle up on the knee, sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you let it out, you're going to lean forward, leading with the chest. And again, only going as low as you can go today. So that may be here, it may be even higher. It depends how tight this hip and buttock is, because we all hold tension differently. And as I mentioned in the last, and I think I just did, but it's my favorite exercise. And it has really helped me get rid of my low back problems. For over 25 years, I had an issue with my low back, and it would go out on me, and I would be in severe pain. I even tore a disc in my back. So it gives me a lot of empathy for people who have low back issues, and it also is why I studied to become a low back disorder specialist, because I know the pain, and this is one of the stretches that really helps alleviate that. So sitting up slowly, and as you can tell, I love this stretch, so I'd probably hold it longer than 30 seconds. Listen to your body, what it will do today. And it doesn't matter what it did yesterday. It doesn't matter what I can do. It doesn't matter what anybody else in the room that you're with can do. It's what you can do today in this body. Always honor that. Last stretch is, again, just reaching back to the back of the chair, lifting that chest, pulling those shoulders down and back, and allowing that slight arch in the back. And that just helps alleviate that tension in the low back, because we've been leaning forward, and it opens up the chest. So there we go. That's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you would like to go deeper with this, please reach out to me and let me know. I would love to design a program for you, specifically for you and what your body allows and what it's able to do. So again, I'm Helen Doherty. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you next time.